it's not easy to practice. However, it takes courage to practice, and it takes step by step to practice mudita in our daily life. By gradually start within ourselves, or start first to the dear friend, and then to the neutral, and then to the whole state, and then ourselves, which is very different from the loving kindness. So let me have one more question for all of you. Why why mudita is so important to practice in our daily life? Why this is so important? Let me pass the question to Venerable from Banamong first. Venerable Ha Sing Hai. Yes, please. We know that it's important, but why this is so important to practice in our daily life?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, thank you for the question. And tonight, actually, we have a lot of technical problem. So sorry about it too for all the audience. So I think the last question for our live show, this is how important mudita when we practice for our life. Actually, very, very important. I can say it is the way to develop happiness. As we are human beings, we always want happiness, want to gain happiness. So this is the way that we can develop our happiness. So firstly, I think this is the way to develop happiness for oneself. So when you are not jealous with someone and you always appreciate for someone who have done better than you, who are successful, and you are happy with them, so you are happy, right? If you're jealous with someone, you are not happy. So why you want to be jealous with someone successful, someone's achievement? So this is why when we train this mind to be a mudita citta, so we will be happy, and happy for oneself. And another thing that is for this society, I think society really need the people who practice mudita citta, because as you mentioned, in this world we have a lot of challenge compared to the world. People always have dispute, argument, have a lot of problem with each other. So because they have jealousy, so when we all have a mudita citta, the society will be secure, very peaceful, and people will live harmoniously. This is why mudita is so important for ourselves and for the society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So let me pass this to Venerable Sup TV from Seattle, please.
Thank you again for the question, and also thank you for all audiences who are really following on the live show, even though there are some technical problems, but you still come back, and I appreciate that so much. So my mudita arises when I see you all trying to reconnect to the live show. I really appreciate for that. And again, this question is also important. Oh, I forgot to mention, I saw one or two questions within the previous live show, because we was disconnected 2 times, so it might be get lost. Yeah, so you might drop your questions again with this live show right now. So Brother Chuni will bring it up, the speakers. Okay, so to answer the question, how important and significant the mudita, the mind of appreciation, is for our daily life and also society. First of all, if we don't have mudita, okay, I'm talking about the opposite side. If we don't have mudita, which means the mind is full of jealousy and envy, hatred, anger, first of all, it is the destructive weapon which can destroy the whole society if one bears this kind of mind. simply saying, it starts to destroy from individual, just like when you are angry, when you are jealous, it is compared to you are holding to a ball of fire within yourself. Before you can throw it at anyone else, you will get burned first. First of all, you are the victim of your anger. You are the victim of your jealousy and envy. And the result we can see, you will not sleep peacefully. Sometimes you can't even go to bed after feeling jealous of others. Why they get this? Why they get that? And I cannot get that. I didn't get that. They don't deserve it. I should deserve this. Why I don't get this? First of all, you burn yourself and you bring this ball of fire even when you go to bed. So you cannot sleep all the time. You feel of fire within yourself. And then you continue to spread it to those around you. Your family, sometimes you might get jealous from the workplace, but when you back home, you spread, you throw these fires towards other members in the family as well. And then you will also, if you just keep generating this burning fire, burning mind within yourself, you will throw it to everywhere you go, everywhere you work. Those workplaces, those institutes will be full of fire, burning fire all the time because you feel jealous of other, and jealousy alone, it will lead to bigger and bigger impact on that institute or society. After having the mind of jealousy, you will start to accumulate more bad action due to this hatred, due to this evil, wicked mind. You continue to create some more fake stories in order to frame that person, in order to, in order to make that person unhappy because you don't appreciate their well-being. So oppositely, you wish them to be down. You wish them to get downfall because you don't appreciate their prosperity. Then you will find any way to make that person, to make that institution, to make that society become disturbed and turmoil. This is the nature of life in society. If we fail to develop the muditā, the mind which is full of appreciation and joy towards others, happiness, and in the whole society will be full of hatred. And also this envy and jealousy is the root cause of all evil, ill will, of all revenge. If you continue to bear this kind of mind, life after life, you will only born to revenge others endlessly, endlessly, endlessly. This is the cause of this is also the cause which makes relationship break when you have too much jealousy and envy in your mind. Simply saying, between two lovers, boyfriend and girlfriend, sometimes they don't get the right information, but they just feel like jealous of one another simply because your partner becomes more friendly or close to another. They simply started to have this kind of jealous mind or envious. So that can break relationship. So continuously, stage by stage, it will lead to the break of a big institutions and society. In the whole country will be in insecurity and disturbances because of this kind of mind keeps generating, spreading more and more. So come back, why it is so important, Muditā. After having mentioned all these bad results that can happen out of this evil, wicked, jealous and envious mind, I think you can understand that how important Muditā is in society and our daily life. On the other hand, I would like to add that just like a teamwork, Now we're doing a teamwork. We're trying to work together, learning to work together, especially in Cambodian society. If I honestly saying what I have experienced, sometimes the teams broke up just because this jealousy and envy, because sometimes any member of the group, he or she does not feel joyful when seeing another members get promoted or get success, get fame, gain, or appreciation. They don't feel delight or joyful in this achievement of another members. And that way it will break relationship. It will break the friendship. It will break the whole team and continue to the whole society. So this is really very dangerous. That's what I call anger, jealousy, or hatred. Envy is the most destructive weapon in the world. The whole world can be destroyed out of humans' hatred and anger. So jealousy and envy also originates from this root of the mind, which is dosa. It should be eliminated. It should be developed step by step in order to have our society stay in peace and harmony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable sir. It's been really insightful. I wish we have more time, longer hours, so that I can listen to you more, learn from you more. I've been really enjoying, and I also do hope that our audience I enjoy as much as I am enjoying as well. So once again, thank you so much for being patient with us. Even we have technical problem, there's some problem, but many of you are coming back online with us again. So thank you. For now, if you have any question, please drop your question because due to the connection problem, I think two questions are lost already. So please drop your question again. And after Venerable Chanti help explain, then we'll go back to you audience. Then we have your question answered by the most Venerable. So now let me pass it to Venerable Chanti from Arizona State, please.
Thank you again. Yeah, it is very important, and also my first time of live show on the public and had many trouble. Recall to the question about how important is mudita or joyfulness, as mentioned by Venerable Brother Mudiputto. It is very important that we have mudita to work, especially in teamwork. In teamwork or in our family or in society, if we don't have mudita, we will break the partnership, we break our team, we will break all the benefit that we are trying to develop, trying to gain. So in this matter, we have to consider about the two causes of developing mudita. Our master, the Buddha, have mentioned in Sala Yatana Vibhanga Sutra in Majjhima Nikaya Uparipannasaka. Our Buddha mentioned about the enemies of mudita. There is a nearest enemy and the farthest enemies. The nearest enemies of the mudita is the Gehasita Somanasa. It means the joyful along with family life. As Venerable Prada mentioned about the girlfriend and boyfriend mudita love, it sometimes misunderstand. And this misunderstand is not the real mudita. It becomes jealousy. So don't misunderstand about the jealousy and mudita. Jealousy and mudita, joyfulness, is a little bit similar. A little bit similar. So don't misunderstand, because this is the family point about the mudita, joyfulness, and jealousy. envy, or aversion. It's close to each other. So when you are not properly understanding the mudita or joyfulness, you will fall into the jealousy easily. It is said by the Buddha, like when one regard a gains of gain, the gains of sound or the sound by our ear, or those by our nose, or flavor by our tongue, etc. It is easy to fall in jealousy. It is very easy. The desire, agreeable, gratifying, or associated, or something associated with worldliness thing, it is easy to fall in jealousy. And this jealousy, according to the Vasabandhu, the great Abhidhamma Kosa, the great commentators of Abhidhamma, said envy or jealousy, it is just kind that cannot support other prosperity in our team. Example, we don't want to work with the prosperous person like our leader or our friends that get successfully or get appreciated by many audience or many people. So we don't satisfy with it. It's jealousy arise. In Tanaha Sankhya Sutra, Sakka, or we call Indra, Sakko Devana Mindo, Sakko, the king of Deva, asking the Buddha why the people want the prosperity, the living being in the universe, hoping for peaceful living, happiness, or a ways of enemy, etc. Why people want but still get in trouble? What are the cause? And the Buddha said, Isa and Macharya. Isa, jealousy, Macharyas, meant it is the cause. Isa is the opposite of Muditā. When the world arises with Isa, jealousy, so the world will break up. The world will not prosper. Family life, teamwork, etc. have to be broken down. So it is the way, it is how mudita important. When there is mudita, there is no jealousy. So when no jealousy, teamwork, or society or our family is prosperous. And the five enemies of mudita is the own jealousy itself. This is the five enemy. So recall to a little bit in past that the meaning of mudita. I just want to share a little bit about the scientific view, because now we are talking much about our Buddhist view. That very important is mudita. Yeah, it is very important. Like every New Year, every New Year that we celebrate the Happy New Year, we have the Brahma head and around, and we do celebration a lot of activity regarding the Brahma heads with the seven angels to take care of the Brahma. It means Brahma, the supreme, as we mentioned about the four supreme livings of beings, that we need it very much. If the loving kindness, compassionate thinking, some compassionate mind, joyfulness, and tranquility, if we don't have the four, the morality, the happiness, and the prosperity in the world will be fall down. In the society will fall down. So, scientific view, the gladness, joyfulness is just some kinds of empathy. You know the word empathy, right? The empathy is the capacity to be able to experience other emotion state, or feel sympathetic toward others people and take their perspective. This is the meanings of empathy. And empathy is just one kind of pro-social behavior. pro-social behavior. You might not know the word pro-social behavior. Pro-social behavior, according to the social psychologists, mentioned that the behavior that every individual done in order to help others, but they don't expect immediate result, immediate benefit. It is we call pro behavior. By we are helping other people, like cleaning, like the Saka, the Indra, the king of Deva, cleaning a road or cleaning something, or doing huts for people coming for rest, something. They don't expect immediate result, immediate benefit for him, but he did in the benefit of other people in long term. It is called pro behavior. This is pro behavior according to scientific view. The research findings indicate that empathy consists of three distinct components. One is emotional aspect, emotional empathy, which involves sharing the feeling and emotions of others. So we sharing our feeling and emotions of others together, that they feel they like prosperity or they feel suffer when they get something. When we have emotional aspect, emotional activity, emotional state of mind, it is one kind of empathy. And the second kind is related to the cognitive component, which involve perceiving other thoughts and feeling accurately. It means empathetic accuracy. It means you feel the thought from others. That the Buddha said, Attanang upamankatva. Attanang upamankatva means we ourselves as an example to others, to understand how they need, how we need. So it is empathetic accuracy mentioned by the social psychologists about the thought and feeling that we involve, we perceive from others. And the last aspect, it is called the last aspect called let me see. The last aspect is known as empathy concern, which involve feeling concern of other well-being. It is the kinds of muditā. We reflect on other well-being, other prosperity, other successfulness. So these kinds of well-being, these kinds of concern is the kinds of empathetic. It means to ability to help others, and it is called pro-social behavior by the psychology. So it is very important to all to practice muditā in our our daily life. So thank you. It's just maybe enough for that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. It's been very insightful. Again, our audience, we will add a little bit more time for those who have any question. I know we lost some audience due to the technical problem. However, we are very thankful for those who are being with us right now. If you have any question, once again, please drop us a message or send us any message for those who have any burning desire question. We got one question from the first hour. I think the question from Kuntia Hin. The question was, what are the reasons behind that fail practice muditā in our daily life? Because like Venerable said from beginning, sometimes it's easy to say, because in this modern world, we live in a world of competition, in a world of consumerism. We probably there's a lot of problem by peer pressure. When we see somebody having this, having that, probably we might not happy, we might not cheer for them. So repeat question again. What are the reasons behind of failing of practicing mudita in our daily life. So let me start the question with Venerable Thomasana Singhai from Banamong. Yes.
Thank you for the question. I got always the first one, right, to answer. So thank you for the question. What is the reason of failure to practice mudita theta, right? So the reason, because we have the defilement in our mind. You know, mudita theta is the opposite of jealousy. We are not appreciate, we don't be happy with someone who have success and achievement in their life. So the reason is we don't train our mind well, and we have jealousy and we have defilement so much in our mind. Actually, we are worldly person, but we cannot eradicate all the defilement. But if we train ourselves gradually and develop it step by step, we will be a happy man and we will have a mudita citta. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Sir. Before I pass it to Bhikkhu Muniputto Soptivi, can you explain a little bit more what is defilement? I'm doubt that some of those who have not come through Buddhism properly, they feel what is it? So would you explain a little bit more what is the defilement, just so that people would understand?
Okay. So I thought the question was
No,
for
the question will go back to Thomas and Singhai before I pass it to you. Because you were talking about the defilement, the reason they fail to practice mudita mind in daily life because they have defilement. So can you help explain a bit more what is defilement?
Defilement is simply, we say it's a kilesa. So defilement in our mind is lopa, dosa, and moha. That is the defilement, the root of unwholesome action in our mind. So as long as we have like a lopa, greed, dosa, hatred, and delusion, moha, so we will have all those negative mind and defilement. So we cannot develop well mudita citta. So we always have the jealousy isa in our mind. So this is defilement, kilesa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind help elaborate this word. So defilement is like okay. So now let me pass this question to Bhikkhu Muniputto Soptivi from United States again. Yes. Why we fail? What is the reason behind?
Okay, thank you so much. So just to add a little bit to defilement, Venerable Singhai already explained it in the Buddhist Dhamma terminology. So simply saying is the impurity of the mind, and it's the root cause of all bad actions that one does in daily life. So if defilements are not get rid of, we continue to commit bad actions, mistakes. So coming back to the question, what is the reason behind that one fails to practice mudita? Simply saying because we are patujana, yeah, and so defilement have not been eliminated totally, but we can also develop that gradually by reflecting, contemplating, often to remind ourselves that every being has karma as their seed, as their condition. Everyone has been conditioned by their own action, either previously or in the present. So we should not feel unhappy just because they get more than we do. On the other hand, association with those who have jealousy and envy will also strengthen our jealousy and envy, like in the Mangala Sutta, association with the wise and do not associate with the foolish. Otherwise, your foolish, wicked mind will become stronger when you associate with the bad people, with those who will lead you to hatred, jealousies, and envy. So in this case, association is really important. For example, if you are in somewhere surrounded by those who are talking ill, slandering, backbiting of others, you like to join them, sharing the discussion, involved with them, and that's not the way. If you continue to do that, associating with those kind of people, you're gonna become like them. You know, even though you were innocent, but having associated with those who are full of jealous mind, soon you will become like that. So in society where people are full of jealousy and envy, this will have a big influence toward your daily life. But no worry, if you have firm foundation for yourself that I understand things correctly, according to the nature of reality, the way they are, I don't blame others, I don't jealous others, I am happy for the happiness of others, and I don't associate with those who will lead me into wrongdoings. I will avoid associating with those kind of people, and that way, your commitment and with right effort, mindfully aware of situation, and then your mudita will gradually develop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So let me pass this to Wonderful Sam Janti, also from the state.
Thank you again. So the time flew off. Thank you our two brothers, and always give the good examples and the good condition that just aware me to recall my my situations with my study also. As you said about the important thing that we can come back, cultivate, develop our gladness or mudita. It's by living in society or gradually derive from our virtues. As mentioned in Sakkapanya Sutra, the Dikha Nikaya, the text asking Buddha by the king of Deva about the jealousy. So where jealousy come from? So we are the worldly being, are the fools of defilement, kilesha, defilement. So we are fools of jealousy. We are fools of isa, macharya, or chanda, or etc. So all of the jealousy because we don't have cultivate much mudita, and the kinds of feeling because of jealousy, and jealousy derived from piya. It means the love and not love, the beloved person and not beloved person, and beloved person and not, and unbeloved person. This mind derived from chanda, desire, agreeable, and vitakka, because we are always reflecting of our gaining, reflecting of our happiness by our selfish. It is how jealousy happen in your mind. It is very beautiful question asking by the king of Deva in Sakkapanya Sutra and Chola Tanha Sankhya Sutra in Majjhima Nikaya. But now let me give you just only important thing in Buddhism that delivered by Buddha, and it is applicable with the scientific view. Buddha said, by cultivating, we have related two nature or two factor, the genetic factor and environmental factor. genetic factor mentioned by scientists and mentioned by the Buddha is the previous virtue that we cultivate our morality, our good karma in the previous life or in the present life, in the previous time. It is by cultivating originated, but we are the the virtuous people that we born in the virtuous family or born from the good roots of merit, like we are lacks of lobha, dosa, or moha, create hatred and delusion. So this is also the cause in the previous cause. Scientific said genetic factor, the stream, the id. Sigmund Freud mentioned about id, ego, and superego. Everything that we have in the past is like the id, ID, that originates in our life. In Mahayana Buddhism, the Yogacara idealism, they said Alaya Vijnana. Alaya Vijnana means the thing that we have done before and go through our lives in the present life. And the Buddha said about the genetic, it's a previous action. It fruitful in the present time. It is thing. And the second cause is environmental factor mentioned by both Buddha and scientific. Buddha mentioned about how to live in society as mentioned by Brother Muditā. When we live in the good environmental situation, like in the good family, in the good society, the family or society are always not jealous other, are always develop mindfulness and gladness, joyfulness to each other. So the child born with this condition, they will develop their mudita, gladness, gradually. It is reflect to environmental factor to the society. And one more thing, it is biological factor. It means we are trying to do goodness. Buddha said, even though in Visuddhimagga mentioned about the how to experience of giving to others, sacrifice our benefit, sacrifice our thing. We just give the thing to others, experience ourselves to be in goodness. So these three factors about genetic factor, environmental factors related to society, and family condition, and how to behave ourselves in help other. It is mentioned by both Buddha and scientists. So it is very important. Thank you for your concerning question.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I mean, as of now, we don't have any more questions from the audience due to the technical problem. We also lost some audience as well. I have one more last question then. If we don't see any question from the audience, so I personally have question for three of you, but in very short. My question would be, how do we practice mudita? Because Venerable Samchanti was talking about the two factors, the genetic factor and also the environmental factor. How do we practice that if we live among those who are jealousy, among those who are not open mind, among those who don't see the value of mudita mind? Are we still able to practice this on our own, or are we spoiled by those people around us? What is the better way to practice this within our life? Let me put this question with Venerable Muditā Sotiri first.
Yeah, actually, it's almost the same what I have already mentioned, that as a worldly beings, everybody faces within small community or with a large group of people in business. or in marketplaces, anywhere, we see a lot of jealousy and envy happening everywhere. So in case of a place or a society which is full of hatred, of jealousy and envy, if we cannot find one, be the one. Be the one, okay? If you cannot find the one who is full of mudita, be the one. You yourself must change first before you want to change others. So, like Venerable Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda, the Buddhist monk scholar of Sri Lanka, said, if you cannot uh, change yourself, just like, it's actually the Buddha's word, but it has been repeated by many scholars, not only Dr. Kesari Dhammanan, but also most His Holiness Kosananda, our great monk scholar who has been also living in the United States, in Massachusetts. He also mentioned about that, everything is possible. Peace is possible. Peace starts from individual. If you want the world to live in peace, start from yourself by changing yourself, and then that way you also influence your family member, and your family member influence society, and society influence the world. That way peace gradually develops. So in conclusion, if you cannot find uh, you know a person or the environment which is full of mudita or joy, then be the one and try to make our friends, our team workers, our family members to become the ones who will influence the whole society with mudita and joy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I truly love it. What you were saying, let me repeat it again. If you cannot find the one, be the one. Start with yourself. So that you can start from yourself and then help create it for the family and for the community as well. So let me pass this to Venerable Thomasina Singhai. Some lane.
Thank you, brother. I think your question is just a question. I mean, in society, I think we can find a lot of people who practice mudita together. So that's not only one or two, a lot of people. And now we have, like technology, and we have Buddhism. So everyone really appreciate the Buddha's teaching and follow Buddha's teaching, so they can develop happiness in our daily life. So yes, they can do it, mudita citta. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much for being positive, full of positivity, so that can open more of the mind of other people as well to join the crowd of positivity people. So let me pass this to the last Venerable.
Thank you. Thank you again. I can tell you the source. It is very important. If you don't have anyone who cultivate the mudita in your area, according to the scientific view about the environmental factor, there is very beautiful sutra that saying about if you cannot have their friends that can live with you peacefully and beneficially, you can be alone by yourself. You can be by yourself by practicing it. It doesn't mean that you have to get away too far away. You can be by yourself practicing, cultivating their goodness or our goodness, or their karma or their action will be such and such. The very beautiful sutra, it's called Khagga Visana Sutra in Sutta Nipata, the fifth scripture of Khuddaka Nikaya, and the third sutra of Sutta Nipata. It's a very beautiful sutra called Khagga Visana Sutra. It's very beautiful simile discussing about that. So I recommend you to read all of that, and you will understand clearly about it. And also, Nivapa Sutra, the Buddha also mentioned about that in Majjhima Nikaya. You have to be cultivated. You have to be patient. Practice by yourself. Nivata Sutra, living in society, living with our master or living with family, especially in the temple, you're living with a lot of monks and people. If you cannot get the benefit from them, and your akusala, your unwholesome happen already in your mind, you can get away by yourself. It is the reason given by the Buddha in the Nivapata Sutra and Kakavisana Sutra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. Really appreciate it so much for your insight and wisdom. There's one more last question, but this question will refer to Pico Muditā Subtiwi from Maisina. It's about using the English term in Buddhism. As I know that you have written a book, which is a very popular book. It's also really good. There's a lot of people saying all nice things about your book. I think you were written a book called Dhamma Terminology or Vikya Saprator. Can you help explain that a little bit more to the question, Maisinat?
Yeah. Okay. I also
show your book.
Yeah. I will show.
Yep.
So I just read his question again. He said, "Yeah, Venerable Maisinat, hello, Venerable Teacher. I have a question. How do we understand the Dhamma words in English when we read the Dhamma books in English? It is easy to be boring when we do not understand the meaning. So how is the way?" Thank you in advance. So he asking like how he can access or get to understand the meaning of the Dhamma when he read the English book. So yeah, as you can see, I have so many English Dhamma books behind me, and I keep reading a lot. So keep reading, read more and more, and along the way, any terms that you don't know, just search dictionary, Google or any English dictionary or Khmer dictionary. That will be helpful. And also, I believe there are some English Buddhism terminology have been published. I have seen it in Cambodia. There are such, I think it's a glossary, a Buddhist glossary, something they have been translated from Pali English to Khmer as well. So you could find some of those resources. Or otherwise, here, that's my new book we have just published at the end of, not at the end, at the early of this year. So we publish it for the sake of free distribution. If you would like this book, the Dhamma Terminology, which is written in 4 languages, we have Khmer, Pali, Romanized, Pali, Khmer, and English, which is very helpful for those who would like to learn some basic terminology of Buddhism and some of the group of Dhamma, the list of Dhamma. So you can find this book. Please message me, leave your message in Dhammika Live or Thomas Jivat. That way, we will drop you the phone number for you to contact in order to get the free book in Cambodia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I very strongly recommend it for those who wish to understand more terminology in Buddhism in English. You should grab this book. This is really important. There's a lot of explanation how to use the Pali word, the Romanized word in is for Buddhism as well. Wonderful. Sing Hai also have the book. I also have it too. So now we all have it. Probably Venerable Chanti, you probably need to get one as well. I know you already master, but
yeah, I have it also.
Okay, that's good.
Can I share a little bit about how to fastly understand that?
Please.
According to my experience, I am the one who cannot speak English when I was in Cambodia, and I have never learned English before. And I go to learn Dhamma in English in university directly. First 6 months, I understand nothing. I cannot understand the teacher. But the ways of gradually understanding, you just pick up one book, Buddhist book. It's not much thick, just only 50 pages or 45 pages. Read it. Don't check the word. Just read it. Don't check the word. And try to listen to Dhamma talk by Venerable K.C. Dhammananda, or lives on the Buddhism in TV on Buddhism, or live talk in English. And then you start to read little bit books by book. But don't check every word, because if you try to check every word, you will be boring. You will be lazy to read and not happy to read. Just read it. If you face that the same word at least 3 times or 5 times or 10 times, the same word, you don't understand that word 3 times or 5 times or 10 times, just check it. Don't check immediately you see that word. Yeah, because it's too much word. just you repeat the word and you check the word at least 3 times or 4 times when you see it, and then you will understand it, and never forget that word in Pali. If you know the Pali language is very easy, you read Tripitaka or the English book, Dhamma book written by the Eastern scholar, especially our Theravada Buddhism. It is easy to understand, including the Pali word. That Dhamma terminologies are Venerable Muditā also the very important source for you to read. Thank you. Just sharing that.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. It's been really helpful. I hope that they find this is important for them. I mean, Venerable Thomasina, you've been traveling a lot to different countries. You join a lot of different conference, international Buddhist conference, and you also use a lot of Buddhist term, Buddhist word. If you have any word or a few words to motivate those who feel bored, to motivate those who feel stuck sometimes reading Buddhism in English, do you have any word you want to share with them so that they can feel more motivated? Some lane.
I think first of all is ourselves, that we want to propagate the Buddha's teaching to the other. If we want to give Dhamma talk only for our Cambodian people, so yeah, we know only Khmer language is enough, but when we want to be on international stage, so we have our commitment in ourselves, so we will try our best. Just add that one reason for understanding English term in Buddhism. I think firstly we should understand Khmer well. Khmer, if we understand Khmer very well and Pali very well, so English is just language only. So you will develop it clearly to understand English in Buddhism. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I think the time are getting closer now. Once again, thank you so much for all the audience being patient with us, even though we have some technical problem. So once again, let me introduce, or let me just help explain you guys a little bit on the master. So number one, we get Pico Thomas Nahasinghai live from Battambang. He's the executive director of Buddhism for Cambodia Education. And the second, we have Pico Muditā Soptivi, the founder of Dhammika Life Foundation, which is based in the United States right now as well, live from the United States. And the third, we have Pico Thomasiri Sam Chanti, the Secretary General of Cambodian Buddhist Monk Society. He is also the abbot of Wat Khmer, Arizona State, United States. So I am very humbly honored and thank for your time sharing your insight and wisdom to the audience around the globe, not only for Cambodia, but also access for those who are not Buddhists as well to really understand the importance of Muditā mind. So before we end tonight, I just would like you to have what is one small step that we can practice tonight. I mean, you have explained a lot of things already, which is very resourceful for those who are online with us right now. But just one small step to practice from tonight after the show, after the Dhamma Santania tonight. So let me start it from, let me put first from Venerable Janti first. Yes. Just one small step to start tonight. What is it? There's some lane.
Yeah, I think after closing your live video and going to bed, just only considering that today our most venerable and our most moderator do a good job, and you sleep. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's really big appreciated. So once again, when you close tonight, go to bed, just think that our most venerable and the coordinator and the technical supporter, Popaka, on the back side, do a good job tonight. So let me pass this to Pico Maniputo Soptivi.
Yeah, one thing you do tonight to develop mudita, the mind of appreciative joy or appreciation, which means you appreciate others' good action or achievement. So tonight, my homework for you, all of you, after the live show, please go and appreciate, say good word to your family member, anyone. It can be your husband, your wife, your child, or your grandma or your parents in the family. Anyone that is with you tonight after the live show, go and say, okay, you did a great job today. You have done this and done that. I don't know what they have done, but you may know. So just go and appreciate the good deed that they have done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been really helpful, but also very positive as well. So, dear audience, don't forget tonight, just do what Venerable Sukdevi just said. But also, if your wife cooking do a really good cook or whatever way, just say thank you to them. The food is really good. So now let's just me pass this to Venerable Thammasena Hatsinghai from Bandamong.
Yeah, very easy stuff to develop Muditā Citta is you just smile to people around you. So right now you can smile at us. You know, we are four in live show. You can smile to us and say thank you. So this is a step to develop Muditā Citta for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me repeat this again from the three most vulnerable for the show tonight. The first one from Venerable Janti. Say it's important to just say thank you and appreciate the three venerable doing the show and also the coordinator and Venerable Sok TV. It just the homework to just go and say something nice to your friend, to your family, to whoever do something nice to you. And the last is smiling. Also, smiling is contagious in a positive way. So once again, let me thank you so much, the audience from all around the globe. And I personally apologize for the technical problem. I'm also very grateful to Popaka in the backside to help support with the technical, to connect all of this, to make this happen. So for the show, we have every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. Cambodia time. So once a week we have the show in Cambodian language, and the following week we have English. So back and forth between English show and Cambodian language show as well. Just summarize a little bit from the most three vulnerable we're just sharing tonight. Muditā mind. So when we lack of mudita, the jealousy, the hatred will arise, will appear within our mind. So when we have that, we don't feel peace within ourselves, within our family, or the community. So the best way is to just take step by step, learn how to be certified, be appreciated with ourselves, but also gradually do that first to dear and near one, and then do spread it to the neutral person. The third goes to the hostile, and then the last one to ourselves. In order to create peace and happiness within our community, it's important to start Muditā mind. It's important to start peace and happiness within ourselves. Once we find peace and happiness within ourselves, then we can actually spread it to our family, community, and to the whole world as well. Once again, thank you so much, all the audience from all around the globe, and I'm very grateful for all technical terms from Dhammika Life Foundation who helped support this and making this happen. Thank you, Papaka. So before end, let me invite Venerable Suktivi to lead the loving kindness session before end, please.
Thank you so much. Once again, I would like to pay my veneration to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha, and all venerable, most venerable speakers here, and also venerable monks all around the globe, and friends of the universe. We feel delighted and honored to have the discussion together, which we can contribute to our society. Even our English might not be very fluent, but we try our best to contribute what we can to the society, which is in need of this Muditā message. And our final message is related to the meditation that I would like to lead all of you just 2 minutes meditation concerning Muditā, the appreciative joy. So before we start, I would like to invite all of you to arrange your posture by sitting. If you can sit on the floor or on your mattress, bed, or on the chair, it doesn't matter. Just stay still and spend 2 minutes with me. I'm gonna lead the guiding meditation on Muditā for us to develop the power to arouse the energy of joy in our heart and then spread to every being in the whole universe without any discrimination whatsoever. So right now, after you have seated, please stay still, keep your body upright, but not too stiff. Just sit in a relaxed way, and then allow your eyes to close moderately and naturally. Close your eyes moderately and naturally with your face smiling from your heart as well. To use your smiling heart, reflecting it on your apparent face. Express the heart which is full of joy and appreciation towards other beings' happiness and prosperity. With the smiling heart and smiling face, please repeat after me in your mind. Repeat in your mind after me saying these phrases. I am happy, satisfied, and contented with what I have. Repeat this in the mind. I am happy, satisfied, and contented with what I have. I am happy, satisfied, and contented with what I have. I am joyful and rejoice in the happiness, achievement, success, and prosperity of other people. I am joyful and rejoicing in the happiness of others. All beings happy, joyful. I am happy and joyful. May all beings in the whole universe, far or near, below or above, in every direction, human or non-human, Cambodian or foreigners, all people, all beings in the whole universe, be happy and peaceful. May all beings in the whole universe be happy, peaceful, and liberated from physical suffering and mental suffering. I rejoice in the merit that others dedicate to me, share to me. I appreciate for your kindness, your good action, your happiness, success, achievement, and your well-being. I congratulate to you for your achievement. May you continue to achieve success in whatever you do. I wish all beings live in peace and harmony. May peace prevail on earth. May all beings be happy. May Muditā arises each and every moment in our heart. I am joyful. I am joyful. I am joyful seeing you happy. I am joyful seeing you smiling. I am joyful seeing you laughing. សូមអនុមោទនា